Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
We are back on the Coaches Show, which is brought to you by Middle Tennessee Electric, serving Middle Tennessee here in Rutherford County with affordable, reliable, and safe electricity. More online at mte.com. Time to talk some Blackman football this morning. The head coach, Matt Kriesky, joins us. I was just telling Dalton, so I've got a Will Kriesky, a Matt Williams, and a Matt Kriesky. So two Matts, two Krieskys. It gets a little confusing sometimes, but, that's how it goes. How are you?
Good.
Saw the boss man this morning at Donut Country. I'm not sure what Justin was getting at Donut Country, but we had a little conversation about your game last night, and we had lots of nice things to say about you, which is good when the boss man appreciates that as well. So, going on the road last night at Ravenwood, you probably heard a lot of noise this week, how this was going to be this or that or the other, and I thought your guys bowed up last night.
Yeah, we challenged them all week. We're getting really close. The record may not show, but we're a really good football team. I thought Coach Crosby and defensive staff did an outstanding job executing the game plan and getting the kids doing what we wanted to do. You hold Ravenwood to 14 points, one of the top teams in 6A. I think you're doing a really good job. I thought offensively, our offensive staff, Coach Hampton, Coach Meadows, Coach Cunningham, all did a great job this week. Our going in, we wanted to slow the game down, and I thought the first half we did. We were able to move the ball, execute, get some things going, and the game plan was going well. I thought one thing, we had a penalty on punt return that really hurt us. We got roughing the punter, and so then they got automatic first down, and they ended up scoring. Our defense was doing their job. We did a self-inflicting penalty that hurt us, and then it gave Ravenwood another chance. They scored on it. They capitalized on that opportunity. Those are things that we cannot do. Playing against the top team in 6A, one of the top teams in 6A, you cannot do things like that. Give them another opportunity to give them the ball and a chance to score. Because Coach Hester and his staff does a great job, and they're going to capitalize on those things. But we learned from it. I know our guys learned from that. I think our first three games have been really tough. And it's going to help us as we move forward in the season. And these guys got to realize, we could sit here and play a team that hadn't won a game and beat them 50-0. But are we really getting better when we do things like that? I don't think we are. So I think what we're doing these first three games has really showed us what we need to work on, our areas of improvement, and what we need to do moving forward to be successful.
You can see many 7-3, 6-4 teams that make the playoffs and then make a deep run just because they may have had a few things happen at the beginning of the season, but they really begin to get things together. And sometimes once it clicks, it's like catching fire.
Yes, and I told the guys last night at the game, we're really close. We do. We need to win one of these games that we're not supposed to win, so they can get the confidence and really start believing in us and what we're doing and what we're preaching day in and day out. And we had our opportunities last night. We did. Blocked a field goal. Was great. Our special teams have been great all year. Blocked a field goal, and so that really helped us. And we as an offense got to capitalize on things like that when we do that and regain the momentum and help us. We got to be more consistent on the offensive side of the ball. I felt like we did a great job in the first half moving the ball, doing things what we wanted to do. Second half kind of stalled out a little bit, but I tell the guys, move to the next play, and we've got to continue to do that as we move forward in this season.
Talking Blackman football with Matt Kriesky this morning. Coach, when you shorten the game, it also magnifies things like penalties and miscues too, doesn't it?
Yes.
You may, if it's just kind of a back and forth thing, you may be able to overcome that easier than if you shorten the game and it's a 2-quarter game versus a full 4-quarter game.
Yes, that's what we're going to do. We've got to, we can draw up the best plays, the best schemes week in, week out. But if our guys don't feel comfortable with it, don't feel comfortable with what we're trying to do, all right, we as coaches got to adjust to them. And that's what we're trying to find our true identity on the offensive side. We're trying to do what best fits us. And playing Brentwood, playing Stewart's Creek, and playing Ravenwood has really helped us, to find our weaknesses, what we need to improve on, and really truly find our identity and what we need to move forward with and grow with throughout the season.
You obviously have seen growth from game 1 to game 2 to game 3, and you've been fighting tooth and nail in every single game. So you are kind of watching these guys grow up in front of you, aren't you?
Yes, they are. You can see from game 1 to game 3, how they've gotten better. You can say a lot about our defensive line. We've played 2 sophomores, a junior that's young. You can see that they've gotten better each week. Our secondary, they're an experienced group, but we've had a couple new guys we've had thrown in there. They've gotten better. Offensively, I think our offensive line has done an outstanding job. They've improved from the summer to the game 1, game 2, and moving forward. So we've seen a lot of improvement. We just got to keep doing it week in and week out, so we can get where we want to go. Our goal has been to get that 11th game, and I think if we keep doing what we're doing, we should be right in the hunt, in the mix.
And football can be a game that humbles you quickly. You may do everything right, and then that one thing. So you have to kind of to be on top of it, and I'm sure that maybe some of these guys are seeing that firsthand. That it is a humbling game.
Yeah, it is, and they can sit and they see that. We went back, after watching the Stewart's Creek film with them. We saw. This one block that we didn't do. If we would have made that block, it could have been an 80-yard touchdown.
Right.
Or this one catch.
That was the game that kind of came to mind because we saw that in person. It was just a few things that just didn't go your way.
Yeah, and if you make those plays, it could be a totally different game. And I think us honing, we're as a staff, we nitpick. Most coaches do every little thing. And so that's how you get better. You can't just be complacent and think it's going to happen. You've got to come to work each and every single day and want to get better and improve to get where you want.
Technology has helped in some of that to show players, and there's homework in football now, and the things just come so quick. If you watch the NFL, you see that, the players are on the sidelines, they're looking at tablets and, they're going through plays. Well, that's happening on the high school level now too, isn't it?
Yes. After every series, when our offense or defense comes, they go straight to the tent. They're watching that series. As a staff, we're making corrections, what we need to do. We're also talking to our guys upstairs. Hey, what adjustments do we need to make going into the next series? It's the game's evolving, and being able to have all the technology that we have these days, it helps.
It's pretty incredible to see. You go to a football game, you see these little blinky lights right above. You've got drones going, you've got camera angles, and all of that stuff has just become more affordable to be able to do on the high school level, even though it's still pretty expensive. But 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, you wouldn't have been able to do that just because of the price for that stuff.
Yeah, I would have never told you about 6, 7 years ago that watching drone film is a favorite type of film that coaches watch. I think most coaches prefer to watch the drone copy than any other copy because you can pretty much see it all. The game is really involved with technology, and I think it will keep evolving.
Well, Coach, you've got I did want to mention a couple of players. Your quarterback, Hamby, 8 of 15, just over 80 yards and a touchdown. And John Dragoo had a very nice game for you last night, almost 50 yards.
Yeah, man. John Dragoo has had a great year. Probably hasn't got all the catches that he wants, but I tell you what, he don't really care. He wants the team to be successful. He wants to win. He will do whatever it takes to win a football game. If you got to tell him he's got to block for 60 plays and we run for 300 yards, he'll do that. He's one of our senior leaders. I can't say enough great things about that young man. It was good to see him get a catch and get in the end zone last night after all the hard work he's been putting into it for us. Hamby's getting better from game 1 to game 3. We've got to continue to get better and continue to grow in that position. And our offensive line, they've been one of our strong suits. We lean on them when we need 2, 3, 4 yards. We're going to call a play where, a run play where we're going to get it. So, it's been great to see the growth in this team on the offensive side of the ball, and then defensively, you see Ethan Carson. Trey McGaffey had an interception. Trey's playing injured this year, but he's fighting through it, and that says a lot about a kid. Most kids wouldn't play if they were in Trey's position, but he wants to be out on the field. He wants to play football, and to see what he's going through, and he had a big interception last night, and he's just, I can't say, when the lights come on, Trey's ready to play.
Get to see him up close in basketball, and he's a baller. He's one of those kids that's going to give you 110%. I know that sounds cliche-ish, but I bet you'd rather have 80 of something like that.
Yeah. He's one you cannot keep him. I told him when his first game back against Stewart's Creek, hey, we're going to limit your plays. He looked at me and goes, no, you're not. He goes, you're not keeping me on the sideline. I just started laughing. I said, you're right.
Oh, goodness. Tell me what you know about the Summit Spartans coming into your place.
I'm very familiar with them. I've been playing against them for a while now. Coach Coleman and his staff does a great job. They're going to run a 3-man front on defense. They're going to run offensively. They're going to be in the gun, try to spread it out and run some wing T stuff out of the gun. That's what he's been doing. They're going to be a physical football team. So we got to be ready for that. They're going to try to run it. They're kind of, that's been their identity. They're going to try to run the football at us and then sneak some passes in there so we can't fall asleep in that area. Defensively, they're going to move the front, send some guys, and get some pressure. So we've got to be ready for when they do that with our offensive line, and it's going to be a physical football game.
It'll be nice to be at home and have that one at your place next Friday night. Coach, appreciate you coming in this morning, and good luck against the Spartans.
Thank you.
All right, that is Matt Kriesky joining us, talking Blackman football here on the Coaches Show, brought to you by Rick's Barbecue, serving up the best smoked barbecue, ribs, and local favorites on Warrior Drive, locally operated by Anne-Marie Brentz and the Lanning family.
Winners Trophies can help you with customized awards for any occasion. Owner Kelly Hockenberry continues to provide awards for sports teams, churches, recognition awards, and more. Call Winners Trophies at 904-6002. That's 904-6002 for the best in quality, service, and pricing. You can also email Kelly, winnerstrophy@comcast.net. That's winnerstrophy@comcast.net. Any award for any occasion. Winners Trophies, 904-6002.
We're here at Rick's Barbecue catching up with Anne-Marie Brentz, who tells us not only do they have barbecue, smoked chicken, loaded baked potatoes, but the slaw dog